Hello, my friends. This is the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. And that's not just blowing smoke. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Cool breeze in my head, bittersweet smoke flying through the air. It's the way I feel, smoking on a fast cigar.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Not Just Blowing Smoke, coming to you live here on this Friday night. We're here at the 724 Lounge during our Rocky Patel event with Kurt's birthday bash.
And a bash it is.
I'm here with Nicotine, Dave and Confused, Mike, who's some rep guy for somebody,
Mike Patel.
Rocky Patel, and then Kurt Kendall.
Mike Pappy Patel.
The man, the myth, the legends.
Absolutely. We got a full house here tonight.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
So, what are we smoking, Pat?
We're smoking the 60 Bala, which is a limited edition size for the TAA that came out earlier this year. And then what are we drinking?
Well,
Kurt, what are we drinking?
what are we drinking, Kurt?
This is it's a tequila that a lot of people aren't familiar with. It's called Taurus,
Taurus.
and it's kind of a unknown brand amongst the
Sorry, Rocky.
regular tequila guys, but it's one of my favorites. It's very smooth. We're drinking the Anejo.
This ain't Pappy.
Definitely not.
Very nice.
Ooh.
I got the Pappy at the house for you, Mike.
Wow, that is sweet. That is really sweet.
That's good stuff. Oh, we're going to share?
Yeah, why not?
I
I have a little
appreciate
bit
it.
of bourbon left.
Oh, all right.
We didn't have enough.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's a deep raisin sweet taste to that.
Oh, yeah.
Wicked smooth. That is really nice.
Yeah.
Love the finish. That is.
Lingering caramel.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like if you eat
Yeah.
a bowl of Raisin Bran and
Oh.
then you drink the milk out of the bowl at the end.
Oh, I used to do that all the time.
Well, you got to live it. I mean, you got to leave it to Kurt to come up with tequilas. He has probably. I've been traveling all around the country, and very few people were connoisseurs of tequila. I think Kurt was the first one that really became a true connoisseur. I mean, everyone knows the commercial brands, but he actually went down to Guadalajara. He's been down to Mexico at all the different, distilleries that are making the tequila. He's been doing this for, I think, over a decade, and he's got some unique, small boutique tequila brands that are unbelievable. I think 3 years ago, he started introducing me to some of them, and they have distinguished, particular, unique taste profiles. Some of them taste like brandy, some taste like scotch. And I'm not saying exactly like a brandy or scotch, but they have the profile and flavor, because we all think of tequila as a certain commercial tequila that we've been used to for the last 25, 30 years. But these tequilas are sipping tequilas that are so refined, so cool, and they're just very, very different. And this is special. It's got layers of flavor, complexity, and balance. And he definitely knows his tequilas. I'll give him that much.
Honestly, prior to working at Twins, I don't think I would have ever reached for a tequila.
I know,
No,
right?
But
absolutely not.
This is like amazing. If someone put this in front of me and said you're drinking tequila, I probably wouldn't have believed him.
It tastes, to me, it tastes like a nice aged single malt scotch because it has that flavoring. It has a little barrel in there. It's really, really subtle, smooth. It's got that, like Rocky said, that deep caramel right at the finish. It's so beautiful.
It has
It's really
just a
nice.
little bit of spice.
Bring it around your
Even like a Caribbean rum, like a single barrel
Caribbean.
Caribbean rum.
right? No, not that sweet.
Nice legs.
I drink a lot of Caribbean rums. Not that sweet.
I agree with you. I think if everybody were blind tasting this,
Yes.
and nobody knew it was a tequila,
Yeah.
I would probably say it's closer to a scotch before I would pick any other alcohol. And that's the
100%.
beauty about it.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
blind tasting it, you'd really think it's a scotch. That's how incredible it is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, gentlemen, it's Kurt's 60th birthday. Here we are.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Kurt!
birthday. 26 years since he built this beautiful lounge. He had a vision. I remember when he started, you know, he had that single store, which was kind of unique and cool, and he always promoted great premium cigars. He always was about building relationships. He was passionate about this business. It's a relationship business, and he had a vision and a dream, and his lifestyle, motorcycles, cars, tattoos, all that fun stuff.
Don't forget
But at the end of
antiques.
the day, antiques. Oh, yeah, he's the greatest antique collector of all time. You're right. And he's brought it all together in this beautiful, he's got a great retail store downstairs, one of the biggest humidors in the country, and the 724 Club over here. I mean, look at the whiskeys, look at the collection of tequilas, the bourbons.
Yeah.
He's got it all, and a great cast of characters and great employees. So it's very special. This is what the premium cigar industry needs: is more people like Kurt that promote the industry and create a lifestyle. We're not the outcasts anymore. We have a place where we can smoke a cigar and enjoy fine spirits, and that's what he's created. Thanks, off, and happy 60th, buddy.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a destination. I mean, this is worth the road trip. We were here a couple weeks ago. We had folks here that were from all over the country. We even had a gentleman from South Africa that was here having a cigar.
We had two
and drinking
people
some
from
bourbon
France
with us.
today.
Yes, we did.
We had two people from France come
They
in
traveled
today.
all the way
Yeah.
over for Kurt Kendall.
Yep.
I think one of the unique things about just the twin story that I love is, you know, I think before Twins, from feedback I've heard and then just from what I've, like podcasts I've seen, it's, New Hampshire isn't really a place you would expect a premium cigar facility to be located. I know, like, one of Kurt's aspirations when he opened Twins was to, take all the experiences he's had, all the lounges he's visited, and then take everything that you like from those and then make a premium facility in a spot that you wouldn't quite expect one to be. And then seeing kind of that vision, and then couple that with the fact that he opened up a retail when it was literally impossible to do it. I know Rocky has the same kind of story where he just started eating into back, and it was hard for him. He was peddling cigars, like trying to find those relationships, and then that kind of process just naturally brought you two together, and then you two were like obviously very, very close friends. And I just, it's such a good story. And then you just look at what Twins is today, and it's insane. Like I was never in the old location, but you just drive by it, and it's like that's the size of the humidor now.
Yeah.
Well, you hear the background noise. There's London, which is like a melting spot for all over the world, and there's London Dairy, right? He's kind of created that. He's bringing London right here to New Hampshire.
Absolutely.
Full parking lot any day of the week. I'm here all different days of the week, and
That's a good problem.
I'm coming to have my call with you and Sean and Dan and everybody, and I can't even find a pocket spot Tuesday afternoon.
That's why we have a Hookset crowd. They're like, it's too busy.
Which is good.
When I bought this building, I thought, wow, we got plenty of parking. I saw it out there earlier today.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Crazy.
God.
And then the fire department.
It was so hard to fit that hook and ladder in here. It was such a big.
That was a tight squeeze. I thought somebody was after going to get towed there.
Kurt's birthday party was so hot, the fire department came.
Well, the reason they came, they couldn't find a parking spot, so they had to turn on the lights and come over here because they wanted to get cigars. And they said the only way we can do this is let's turn on the lights and pretend there's a fire over there. They came in, got their cigars, got out.
That they did.
They did leave with a box of Rocky Patel Twin Smoke Shop 25th anniversary cigars.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's how you do it.
And even on the 25th topic, so one of the things I wanted to ask Rocky was, so when you smoke the Twins' 25th anniversary, you can just see how much effort was put into it, how much passion was put into it. So I want to know from your end, like how much did you put into that cigar? Because when you smoke it, it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Well, Kurt is one of my oldest friends in the business, and I respect him very much. And I wanted to surprise him for his 60th birthday. It's kind of a big deal. And the 25th anniversary is kind of a milestone in a business. And to be successful, I've seen so many people come and go over the years. Everybody gets in the cigar business, and they think they can make it because they see one of their friends or other people make it. They go, oh, it's an easy business. Well, it's really not. It's a very trying, difficult business, and you really spend your lifetime working on it. You're sacrificing family, friends, relationships, late hours, endless time to build it, the risks you take, the amount of inventory that you have to have down in the humidor, the inventory that you have to have up at the bar. And it's an endless journey. So, I really wanted to come up. I didn't want to make just something for 25th anniversary unless it was special. And we went out and fought and tried to find some of the rarest tobaccos. The Corolla wrapper that I talked about, it's like a Habano seed, but it's real Corolla seed, grown in Honduras, which is very hard to find. And then some of the Jamastran and Nicaraguan fillers that were aged and old, and we let the cigar sit for 4 or 5 months, let it age after it's rolled. So I think it's special, and I think the cigar's got layers of flavor. It's got a lot of character. It's got some lingering spice. It's medium-bodied, but it's got the sweetness. It's got the spice, like I mentioned, and I think it's a good cigar. I don't get to smoke enough, unfortunately, because all those cigars come into our warehouse and go right to Kurt. I can't dig into those boxes. So I finally got a chance to finally enjoy one tonight after a long time since I blended it. And I think it's a good cigar, and we're very proud of it, and we wanted to make sure it was a great cigar that he could be proud of. And hopefully the customers enjoy it.
And what was your reaction, Kurt? I mean, like, even the box, it's every component of that cigar is Kurt Kendall.
We did it in Honduras. That was the first time you saw it.
I've been a little under the weather, so it's keeping my voice saved. But yeah, I was blown away by it. We were in Honduras, and we did have a chance to smoke the cigar with Marissa. And then she showed us the box when we walked through the box factory. And, it was exactly what I didn't envision it, but it was exactly what I would have loved, with all the gold and black and the twin smoke shop. Really, really is special.
It's simple, but it speaks to Kurt. You know what I mean? It's not flashy. It's actually down to the basic factory look, right? That's if you look at the 724 brand, it really looks like it came right out of the factory. And that's what I wanted to make the box to emulate kind of his 724 mentality, which is it looks like it's straight out of the factory. It's not made out of China. The boxes are not flashy, and it's all about the cigar. So it's a simple, but it's an elegant, clean box, and it's got detail in it, and then the cigar speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, we have customers coming in saying, "That's a Rocky cigar?" Like, oh, they just think it's twins, And I just thought that was really, like, a really nice thank you to Kurt, because it was like you're just in the background of the box art and stuff like that, and it was like more about Kurt. And I thought that was like, I thought it was the best out of the anniversary cigars. Absolutely, thank you.
Yes.
Oh, pleasure.
Thanks for making that happen.
Absolutely.
By the way, we have a famous celebrity right here in our audience, Joey.
Joey.
We got
Hey,
Joey,
Joey.
the famous celebrity in the audience. If you don't know, you'll find Joey touring the world on behalf of Rocky Patel, hopefully in the next year or two. So look out for him. He's our good luck.
He's holding that pint glass. It's like half the size of him. He's going to drink that whole thing.
He's been drinking that Willet, too. Let's talk about that special barrel that Kurt went down. Kurt and Mike and Max went down to Kentucky, and they actually hand-selected one of the rarest bourbons in the world. They spent 4 days on my dime doing it. And we actually got the opportunity to taste that bourbon. What a bourbon! Wow! Kurt, tell us a little bit about that bourbon. Mike, you can chime in too, please.
All right, definitely. Well, I just want to, I'll take the opportunity to again thank you very much for providing me the opportunity to go with you. I know Kurt called me up and he's like, it finally happened. I got my barrel pick of the Willet, which you were trying to do for 3.5 years. And he's like, I know how much you love bourbon, and I respect your palate, and I know nobody else would appreciate the experience like you. And there I was.
I had never seen a barrel pick of Willet. And then Pete Johnson came out with a variety for his Saints and Sinners, I believe. And the bottles all went to his representatives, or his members. So I asked him if he could hook me up with the contact to do that, because he knew Drew, who's the master distiller. So it didn't go very far, and I just kept pursuing it. I kept asking around and meeting people, and finally, after about 3 years of trying to make it happen, we got an invitation to go and pick out a barrel. So
the experience is incredible.
Yeah, the experience was incredible, but they also said you have to pick it by the end of the year. And I said, man, we got like 3 weeks to do it, and I got to get down there and make it happen. So they actually extended it a little bit. I think we
They
ended
did.
up doing it in January.
We had a conflict at the first dates we would try to do it.
And there was an ice storm that day in Kentucky, and we got out to our car after the hotel, out of the hotel in the morning, and the car was frozen over solid. And by the time we got to the distillery, they had closed. Like all the roads were closed, but they still invited us in. They gave us a tour, and then we went to the Willett Mansion and picked out this variety. So this is it's actually a 10-year-old bourbon.
To the day when we picked it. It
To
was
the
literally
day.
To the day.
It's bottled, and it's exclusively for Twin Smoke Shop's 25th anniversary.
Nice.
So
And this
it's
bourbon is
130 proof.
130 proof.
It's
I'm a
hot.
big
It's got
bourbon
the
guy.
heat.
They don't call me Pappy Mike for nothing.
Happy Mike.
And I drink a lot of bourbons, and I've been drinking a lot recently. The Stag Junior. It used to be Junior, now it's just Stag, the small one at the George T. That is 132. Very hot, tons of flavor, but a real hot bourbon. This is 130, same thing, and it's so smooth, so complex in the flavors, like you described, layers of flavor in that bourbon. I don't think you're gonna drink a 130 proof bourbon that's gonna be as smooth and flavorful as that.
No, there's not.
It's
There's not
amazing.
many bourbons out there that even crest 130 that are going to probably be as flavorful as that. I mean, you would probably have to go to the Scotches, but the Scotches are not even close to over 100. So I mean, Kurt, Christmas is coming up in Twins. It'd be nice to get
My dad used to always say that Christmas.
I mean,
is
this
coming.
is
Christmas.
This is-
Christmas is coming, Kurt.
This is bottle 18 of 146, and you guys went through the first round of tastings, and you thought you had something good, and then the master blender came to you and said, "Well, are you sure?" And then you said, "Well, maybe we have some more to try," and then he gave you like 8 more bourbons, and then when you guys were like on the 6th out of the second round, he said, "That's it."
That's it.
And it just happened to
We
be the
changed
most
our mind.
expensive barrel.
It was the
So,
oldest
out of-
bourbon, the most expensive
the more-
bourbon.
yeah. So it
Sounds like
it's
Kurt,
Yeah, it was. We had already selected our barrel, and we were content with it. And then he said, "Oh, are you sure? I have a few more varieties." So we tried it. Excuse me.
And then Max fell asleep after tastings because the alcohol was so
Patel
quite.
fell asleep
and
at the
then,
table, at the tasting table.
yeah.
At the tasting table.
Tasting, he fell
I started
Mike-
talking gibberish.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike was
man.
talking.
When you're
gibberish.
tasting 130 proof bourbons for like 2.5 hours,
I was going to say,
it gets
how many
you.
how many tastings did you guys go through before you hit that bottle?
Well, we had seven or 8 varieties, but we went around.
We went around the table a couple times with them.
man.
couple times.
Just to
They
make
gave
sure.
us a
You gotta
notepad.
make sure.
They gave us a really nice leather notebook, and we took notes on every bourbon that we tried, the tasting notes and the flavors, and they had saltines and water in between. And you drink a pretty hefty amount of bourbon before you get to the point where we all at the same time too. Like it sounds cliche, but literally all at the same time. We tasted it, we put it down, we looked at each other like this is the one. Like we knew the second we tasted it, that's the one we have to do.
I wish I could see the notes from the beginning to the end. and see how they-
Oh man.
And then they went to the bars, and then they went
not
to the
legible.
Willett bar, where I hear you got to have their famous egg sandwich.
Oh, it's amazing.
So it's supposed to be one of the best egg sandwiches in the world. So they
We
had one of
watched the
those,
guy
so-
make it. It was like he was painting a Picasso.
Really?
I mean, the way he made
Just
that egg
making
salad
egg-
sandwich, and then we're like looking like, this is weird. Like, I
Egg
make those in
salad.
3 seconds at my house, and we ate it. We're like, you're never going to get a better
not an egg sandwich
salad
that you get.
But it was a deviled egg sandwich.
Deviled egg.
It wasn't
Yeah.
just an egg sandwich.
Right.
It was a
Deviled
deviled
egg
egg sandwich, which is special.
Yeah, it was special.
So we're pairing it today with, obviously, with Kurt's 25th anniversary cigar, and then we have another special cigar, the Rocky Patel 60, which I'm very proud of. I don't want to pat my own back, but I did turn 60 years
Yeah,
old.
we'll pat
a
it
couple
for
years
you.
ago. I'm a little older than Kurt, and I'm 62 now. And we want to come up with something very, very special. And it's hard when you're making so many blends over decades. And, we found some of the oldest San Andres wrapper from Mexico. We have our own farms in Esteli, Nicaragua, and Condega, and now in Jamastran. But we took some of the oldest tobaccos from Esteli and from Condega. And we've got 2 binders in this cigar. And I made like 89 different blends. And we kept smoking them. I came down to the final 3 blends. And I blend everything myself, and then finally I give it to pallets in my office that I trust, namely my brother Nish and another guy by the name of Adam, and they're blind tasting it. And we love this blend, but when I gave this blend to everybody, they loved it. And I said to them, I think it's just too strong. I think it's too full-bodied. I think there's a very small market that's going to smoke it. And it was fresh, so we didn't know because we didn't let it sit. And then after we let it sit for 6 months and 8 months and we tried it, oh my God, we said, this has that balance now. This has that sweetness. It's actually mellowed to a medium body. It's got the layers of coffee, caramel, espresso, but it's got that balance. And I said, we're going to love it. So I think it's we're very proud of that cigar, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I think it's been a success for us. I think it was rated number 2 in Cigar
Number 2 last year, Cigar Aficionado. And Rocky, correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember right, didn't you, after it was blended and rolled and ready to go, didn't you lock it under lock and key at the factory for a good amount of time? And nobody could even go near it.
Just like, well, the age-limited rare we put away for 2 years. Nobody had ever done that before. Literally, I'm not kidding you. When I came out with that, because now we're at that point where we want to make these limited special projects. And we built a humidor next to the factory. The humidor wasn't big enough to hold these cigars. We bought the house next to the factory, created a humidor in there, warehouse these cigars in there, and we did not smoke it after 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months. We literally waited after 2 years after it came out and smoked it, and here it is.
It's a beautiful cigar.
Great blend.
Cool thing for me is I was fortunate enough to be invited to Rocky's 60th birthday party, and
that's right. We launched.
It was unbelievable. They had food from around the world, different stations, and they had
60
cigars.
was there.
Cigars, and they showcased the 60.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to enjoy it much. By the time I got done shaking hands, the party was over.
That's a lot of people to shake hands.
I think I had like 2 dances on the dance floor. We had this big band we brought in, and I said, what the heck? We had so many people there. By the time I said hello to everybody, the party's over. And when the party was over, the best time I had was from 2 a.m. till 8 a.m. Sat around with my best friends, smoking cigars and drinking, and that was the best part of my 60th birthday.
Wow. That's a birthday party right there.
Mm-hmm. I overdrank at that party. They poured me into a limo or a cab. And then,
a limo or a cab.
Yeah.
It had wheels. It had wheels, that's all.
It had wheels and a seat.
Yeah, Rocky had everybody on his boat the next day, and I missed that. And,
oh, boy.
That was bad. But that's the first time I tried that cigar. And I remember going back to the guys saying, hey, man, I really got to have a second one. 'Cause they were only giving like one out. They were super limited at the time, and he shared an extra.
Great blend, Rocky.
So, Mike, we had the tasting earlier with Rocky, the VIP tasting, and then you guys came up here saying happy birthday. We heard that downstairs when we were working retail. And then you guys did raffles. What was the raffles for? I know you guys had a bunch of raffles. We had the big grand prize. Can you talk about that a little bit?
We had an incredible promotion with Twins over the last couple of months. And the short version of it, basically, you buy a box purchase, you got a raffle ticket, and all the little goodies that we give out as usual in our promotions in our event. And tonight was the culmination. And what we did was we picked, we ended up doing 5 tonight. We were going to do 4, but Rocky loves company, and I think we did 5, so we're going to have a couple extra people there that are going to come. And the prize was tomorrow, we're going to go to a lake house up in Laconia, New Hampshire.
Nice.
And we're going to get there around 3 o'clock. We'll be there earlier, but the winners are going to come at around 3, and we're going to spend the day, the evening, and probably into the wee hours of the morning eating great food, smoking cigars, some great liquor, all the mixes. Rocky's going to cook an incredible dish. I know Kurt's got some great barbecue that he had delivered, and it's just a really exciting thing. And what I love about it, and it really, for me, I mean, everybody's heard my story and how I ended up at Rocky Patel, meeting Rocky at Cigar Fest, one of the first ones years ago. And Rocky Patel and Rocky Patel Cigars is like a family, and it's not just the family that's working here, it's the extended family of the retailers like Kurt and the consumers. And that's why tonight when we were sitting here, Rocky's like, no, let's get a few more people, let's have a few more people there. He wants to be around the consumers and enjoy the cigars with people and hear their stories and what they love of cigars. And I think it's just a great part of what we do that, you don't get to do that. I'm a consumer first. I mean, I started off in cigars, and now here I am on the other side. But what an awesome experience to be able to spend a whole day with the guy that makes the cigars that you love to smoke, and you're talking about it, you're hearing the story. We just heard a snapshot right here on this podcast, but we're going to spend the day telling stories, asking questions. I still do it.
Going down memory lane.
Yeah, and
Sure
hey,
do.
Kurt's going to be there, and this is your people. This is your customers.
Well, the entire business, the way I look at it, cigars is a relationship business, but it accompanies good spirits. It accompanies good food. In this day and age when everybody's on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and whether you're walking through an airport or wherever you are, people are on their phones. This is the single most product in the world that brings people together. You can actually have a conversation about life, about politics, about sports. It doesn't matter what race, religion, culture, how rich, how poor you are, what education you have, what philosophy in life you have. You actually have a physical conversation. And I've always said this: if you brought the world with what the atrocities that are going on in the world right now, in Israel, in Ukraine, if you brought the world leaders together and they smoked a cigar and had a tequila or a scotch, I think that the world would be in a much better place and there would be much more love in the world.
I 100% agree with that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, salute.
Salute.
I mean, we had John and James here earlier tonight. They've been big winners in a lot of the promotions we've had. And just another example, those guys won a promotion that we did. We went down to Naples. We went to Bern. We went to the warehouse and the office. Had a great time, and that was the prize.
Oh, don't forget
We're
the
gonna
fishing
and
trip.
then in the end, it wasn't the prize because Rocky's like, "Hey guys, hey, this is great. What's your name? Who are you guys?" Next thing you know, we're back at Rocky's house. He's cooking food for us. We're there till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, drinking tequilas and bourbons and smoking cigars. And to me, that just speaks to what this whole industry is about. And I think we really do set the bar with that. I mean, who am I, Mike LaRiviere, the rep here? But I come in here tonight and no less than 25 people coming up, giving me a hug, shaking my hand. Hey, good to see you. Asking me about how I'm doing with my back, because everybody knows I hurt my back, and I just think it's so special about this industry where you're developing friendships and relationships
I'll never
that
forget
last.
that trip and especially that fishing trip.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely won't. Kurt fed more fish than anyone. We were catching them. Let me tell you, we were catching them because Kurt was feeding them.
He was over the stern.
Yeah, but and Rocky's got the map of all maps about fishing, because literally we're on the boat with the captain, and Rocky's like, "Hey, what do you want to catch?" I'm like, "I'd like to catch some snapper." All right, ding, bang, boom, boom. Put the rod down before it's even all the way down. You're catching the snapper. Oh, what do you want to catch now? Oh, I think I want to catch a grouper. Amberjack. Oh, we caught it was the first day of the amberjack season.
As soon as we pulled up, and I said, as soon as the boat stops,
He told me I was eating.
I said,
He's like, don't.
stop eating. I said, within 7 seconds, you're going to get an amberjack that's the size of your body. And sure enough, bam.
I remember I took the sandwich, and you're like, Mike, don't. You need to, if the hook's going to go down, you're going to get one real quick. I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm going to have a little bit. Next thing you know, I'm like fumbling the sandwiches all on my lap. And fish on, fish on.
Nice.
But no, I mean, it truly is a beautiful business. And there's a lot of people in this business that understand this, and I have a lot of respect for Carlito Puente is a very dear friend of mine, and I got the opportunity to spend more time with him again in Spain a few weeks ago, and he understands this business. It's about love and relationship. I think the Padron family, there's a lot of families that are out there that respect and love the Oliva family. There's a lot of families out there that realize, and we all got together to fight the FDA. The biggest fear we had over the last decade was regulation from the government, right? The FDA regulations, 380 some pages, and don't misquote me, but there were regulations that were going to wipe out 80% of the industry, and the family-owned companies bonded together. We spent over $8 million, and we lobbied Congress, and we'd get 300 signatures on a bill. We'd get it on the Senate side, and at the last minute, the exemption for premium cigars would get pulled out by Mitch McConnell because of Philip Morris or whoever else. And finally, we went to the courts, and we won all three lawsuits. The first one was warning stickers. They wanted our beautiful boxes to have these ugly warning stickers that basically claimed that premium cigars cause cancer, and et cetera, et cetera. And we took the signs to the courts, and the judge ruled in our favor and said the FDA has not shown any evidence that premium cigars possess a health to the public at large, and there's no youth access issues. The second lawsuit was against substantial equivalence, pre-market review. Every cigar had to go through constituent chemical testing. Again, the judge ruled there's no reason to take an entire industry and destroy it and make them spend hundreds of millions of dollars for something that is not going to benefit the public to show, because they don't have a health risk. So why are you making them do this? And finally, the third lawsuit was to get rid of the entire FDA regulation. And again, the judge ruled in our favor and said the regulation is overreaching, ambiguous, and arbitrary. And so, and it was all based on science. So I think that, it's something that we've fought for. The biggest challenge we have as premium cigar makers is that, we're very passionate about this art form. It's a cottage industry, but at the end of the end, we're lumped in with big tobacco. Well, this is a very unique industry. We are not big tobacco. It's very distinct and different. They're enjoyed by adults occasionally. They're an art form and a craft that is very different, and we certainly don't have children smoking them. So, you have anti-smoking regulation, you have taxes, you have all these issues, and you have the American Cancer Society, Tobacco-Free Kids, you have American Lung Association, World Health Organization. All these people are blind and they don't understand. It's about education people about this art form and this craft that is so unique. There's so much work that goes into it. And I can talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to. But it was a monumental victory for the premium cigar industry. And I'm glad that we can have bars like this in New Hampshire, because there's a lot in the state of New York, Minnesota, California. You can't even smoke anywhere. So it's unfortunate that we can't enjoy this beautiful craft somewhere and enjoy it. So it's important that Kurt has a place like this in New Hampshire where we can actually enjoy fine spirits and cigars.
Amen to that.
Amen, baby. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say. I was.
Oh, what were you going to say?
You were about to go, Nick.
No, I was going to.
You interrupted him for nothing?
My apologies.
Everyone's speechless. Come on. And by the way, I think this podcast is available in English for those of you that don't understand Mike. We're going to have a different channel where, that Boston accent, if you don't understand, it's going to be available in English.
This is a Wicked Pisser podcast.
Yes. Well, the show runs with subtitles, so everybody they'll understand them. They'll understand them.
So great birthday party here tonight, Kurt.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, happy
Great
birthday
to
to you,
thank
and congratulations, and great to hang out with all of you. And this has been a wonderful podcast, and let's celebrate life. Let's enjoy cigars. And for all of you out there, please join Cigar Rights of America, because 100% of what you do, your time, effort, and money goes to protecting your right and privilege to enjoy cigars everywhere.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Well, that's a good end of the night.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys all coming out.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
We appreciate you.
And the
We
party
appreciate
just
you,
started. We got 2 more days.
Oh,
Just getting warmed up.
there we go.
Just getting warmed up.
Just
Right?
getting warmed up.
We're hosting all these guys
Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's going to be great.
And then we got Kurt's real celebration at his lake house on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
And so looking forward to it.
That's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Absolutely.
And that's this not blowing smoke.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thanks
we
again.
appreciate you. And
Thanks,
thank you
Dave.
for everything you
Nick,
guys
thank
do.
you guys. Mike,
Thank you for
appreciate you
everything
guys.
you guys do on the podcast to promote cigars and spread the love of premium cigars to the world.
You guys make it easy. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Good night.
you guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down.